Fresh off of the baby news, Myron and Kyron, fresh and fit, are back to doing what they do best. Call women the B word, get into fights with women, which is very, very alpha male, and ultimately this turned into something that I've never seen on this show, and I don't think a lot of people have.
How about you get your fat ass up and get the fuck up out of here? How about that?
That's
we don't need you. Up your case at all.
I'm telling you, don't call me a bitch.
I'm telling you, get the fuck out of here. Out of here.
Mother is a bitch.
You fucking ratchet ass Caribbean host, think you can come in here and run the shit the way you want. Get the fuck out of here. Go shake your ass downstairs like the hooker that you are.
In typical fresh and fit fashion, they order these 304s to come up off the streets or just day-to-day women and bring them on here. I do find it interesting though how Myron is insulting the woman, saying that she makes about 80K and how does she dare talk to me? I would wonder what percentage of fresh and fit audience members make about $80,000 and then having them discover that they can't talk to him because they make $80,000 or less, because I'm assuming that a lot of their audience based off of statistics are less. And if you will notice, that is who you think it is making special appearances. That is Sneeko, and that is just Pearly Things, two more divisive people to add to the mix. So when they get in it, all hell breaks loose, and hell, punches may even have to be thrown sometimes.
I make like 80K a year trying to talk shit to me. Get the fuck up out of here, man. Sorry, Bills. We'll make some nails, Brokey. Sorry, Bills. Hey, don't start it, Caribbean girl. Don't do it, Caribbean bitch. Don't do it. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
And the craziest part about it is because this is the environment that they have cultivated, they end up jumping this young woman at the end of it. Two girls, one security guard, all pounce on top of her. And I don't think the other angle makes it any sort of better. I mean, there's even another girl that comes from the side and she jumps into the fray as well. This is not a good look because now ultimately, even though she swung first, I believe there may be some legal ramifications that can come behind this. They probably won't go down that path because they're women that signed up voluntarily to be on Fresh and Fit. Now, the reason why the fight even started is kind of mind-numbing. I want to hold Fresh and Fit as accountable as possible, of course. Y'all know that's my MO anyway, and I hate this red pill community. But to the person that's coming on this show, you've got to know that they press buttons just like this all the time. They like to call women bitches. So to be, I guess, caught off guard that they call you a bitch and have this sort of reaction, or to even subject yourself to something like this as a possibility, it may sound a little victim blamey, but don't go on the show.
Bitch, who the fuck are you talking to?
Your mother is a bitch. Speak for yourself.
Listen, you stupid.
Don't call me a bitch. Simple as that. Your mother is. Don't call me a bitch.
For one, my mother knows how to act like a lady.
I don't know your
Number
mother.
two,
You don't know me.
I think we've all heard you talk for a bit
Look
here.
at Sneeko. Look at Sneeko. Hey, deep down inside, Sneeko really do got some manners. Hey, yo, move these waters, because I don't want none of this stuff being knocked down.
You're a nail tech, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
I have a trade. I'm 23.
Congratulations.
Fresh and Fit are just so contradictory on these shows. Apparently she's a 23-year-old nail tech, which is kind of impressive. I'm pretty sure she makes a good amount of money, seeing as that she's in Miami, which will be doing very, very well for herself. Now all of a sudden, because she's shapely, she's being called a fat ass, or get your fat ass up, in a derogatory sense. They know that her fat ass is bringing in clicks and views and traffic, but naturally, like they do, they're going to insult you and try to take you out of your character or bring you to this point where they are getting clicks and reactions and views off of it to get more eyes on them and try to shake them out of the recent scandal with the whole Daisy situation. And don't think we were gonna ever skate around this type of an episode, one where you have Sneeko and Just Pearly Things on there. Stupidity is sure to follow in any sort of conversation they're supposed to have.
The most dangerous place a kid can be is where? In the mother's womb. 1 out of women have an abortion, but if you don't believe in that, in the first year, women are the most likely ones to kill children. It's almost unheard of for a man to kill a child. Women are the most likely ones to abuse children. They're the most likely ones to abuse the elderly.
I don't know why Myron and Walter are making these faces, because they know why they got Pearl on this platform. It's to make hyperbolic statements about this. There's so much context that could be behind what's being said, but even if stuff like this just says Pearl is on her total last leg, she is doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down the extremeness that is coming out of her mouth. I don't know what statistical evidence that she's pulling out of, but even the idea of comparing nurturing to wombhood, a baby being in a literal womb, and that's your evidence to say that mothers aren't as nurturing as men, makes absolutely zero sense. I wonder what the statistics would be behind like men, if men could have the opportunity to give abortions. Also, ask Pearl in that same situation, well, if it was up to you, would you have men then be able to carry the child in the situation? I don't even think this is something that I should be even explaining, but I just want to go deep into it because this is how stupid she is, and it only gets stupider.
If we look at single mother homes versus single father homes fare basically the same as two-parent homes for single mother homes.
When you talk about this, what are you trying to get to? Like, do we not, you're saying we don't need women?
Fair question.
The point is that, one, I use that a lot in custody arguments. I think men should automatically have custody of children.
Why she's stupid in these regards? One, because I know Pearly thinks and she's always stupid. But two, because the custody battles that she references oftentimes are celebrities, entertainers, or high-profile men. Even if you talk about men in other situations, though, there's a good portion of men that just don't fight for the child or want the child. But we can talk about the high-profile men that she references a lot in these conversations. Pearl, if an athlete gets divorced from his wife, an athlete does not want to take on his children because the athlete knows that even though he can provide from a financial aspect the best lifestyle, he cannot give the kid everything else that the kid would need. So it makes more sense to put money into the mother's pocket or fund that lifestyle over there while she simultaneously can give them the time, effort, and attention that he's needing. She references like NBA player divorces all the time. And when we think about NBA players and their schedule, we know that that doesn't allot a lot of time for active NBA players to be in their kids' lives. Like Matt Barnes, for an example, who during his NBA career went ahead and gave the mother of the kids custody, but then once he was retired from the NBA, he took back full custody of his kids. A very smooth and seamless transaction that's not based off of anecdotal or hypothetical or theoretical experiences, but real world people talking about real world issues and coming together to a better consensus as to how to raise a child. Not this just Pearly things red pill bullshit.
Why would you not do what's in the best interest of the child? You give it to the dad. And the reason, and we keep having this thing where we say women are nurturing, but it's not true.
You think men are going to be able to breastfeed a baby better than a woman?
When you're in a room with Fresh and Fit, Sneeko, and all these other bimbos that they have on the podcast, and you're the laughing matter, you know you need to hang it up. Now, the crash out continues even more when you see these guys reacting to people out of the blue, seemingly being attacked by Fresh and Fit, specifically Myron, on Sneeko's live stream with all the comments and the stream clips where he is literally berating people for no reason.
Fat piece of shit. I called him an Nabisco nigga because all this nigga does is eat cookies. Then I cook this Somalian pirate ass nigga. Dirty as fuck.
I like Asian.
He's a fucking dirty slob. His girl's mid. He's made a bunch of videos talking shit too. Bro. Fuck this nigga as well.
And Sneeko, for somebody who likes Agent but allows him to sit there and say these things about Agent, that's not a real friend, buddy. Ultimately, the reason why they do these things is because they know that their 15 seconds of fame is up, or things are starting to sway as far as public perception goes. Mind you, this is right after the whole Daisy debacle where Walter was caught and outed for getting basically a 304 pregnant. Whether it be true or not, he admitted to basically going against all his principles and values and skeeting up inside a woman. So now that whole thing is done and she decided to get rid of the baby, they still have this stench on them. And the only way to get that stench off of them is by going hyperbolic on the internet.
This dude is the type of guy, guaranteed this nigga still eats cereal in 2024.
What's wrong with cereal?
Cereal's for faggots. Look at this nigga, bro. The niggas like this talk shit about me. This nigga's a fucking loser, man. This dude is the type.
Now, of course, they're gonna resort to racist tactics when they have no merit to their arguments. And the stuff that they say about Abba and Preach and Sneeko and Myron on there throwing up their hands, resembling Hitler's youth or whatever, is ultimately the most disgusting thing in the world. And then they wonder why people don't want to associate with them when situations go down or brand deals are coming around and they're left relying on getting AdSense or dancing around like monkeys for incel dollars on the platforms that they can now inhabit, which is like Rumble and stuff like that. When you get to the point where you're going on a platform like Jubilee and you're supposed to be having a good discussion, then at that point, a lot of people are going to wash their hands with you. This is probably the first time that you've been introduced to a large mass amount of audience. Instead of being able to be a part of what normally ends up being a pretty decent conversation where people can meet and have conversations like that, you go on there and you do the dumb shit like you did on this past Middle Ground episode.
Some people have emotional stuff that happened, traumatic stuff that's happened, so you can't discount and just say,
boo-hoo, man. There's way worse stuff going out in the world versus
Absolutely.
People saying, oh my God, I'm sad, I'm gonna eat some ice cream. It's like, you're fat, you made that decision, you live in the best country ever. If you live in a civilized first world country where you have electricity, internet power, etc., you deserve to be bullied.
And I know it's seeming repetitive at this point, but honestly, people are really, really tired of Fresh and Fit. Nobody wants to be around these guys. Nobody wants to have their names associated with them. They have to get what has to be the worst looking Justice League or Fantastic Four that you could ever think of. Like, that's a bad setup for a joke. Pearl, Fresh and Fit, and Sneeko walk into a podcasting studio. What do you think happens? Like, like that's the joke of hell that I never want to be around. If this is their way of trying to get back into the good graces of their audience, then I guess it's fine, but this is a testament as to the cultivation that you've done over the past couple of years. What type of people are looking out for this type of content? What type of people are excited when you bash women in the way that you bash women, watch them get jumped, and then go in on Abba and preach on Sneeko's stream using racial epithets? What kind of people are enjoying your content that enjoy you going on Jubilee, the conversation platform, and bash fat people in a conversation about where we can meet in the middle ground? I watched a good portion that he destroyed the conversation. Myron and Kyron, their supporters, while they are dwindling, they can't dwindle fast enough. I'm excited for people to just banish them from these platforms so we never have to hear from their voices again.